Hey everyone, this is Kim Carroll and I'm with English for Life Academy, and we're getting ready to start our information session about our Ecuador trips this summer. And I'm just waiting for a few minutes here to get everybody on and listening and ready. Um, so I'm checking to see if you can see me and hear me, so you can go ahead and chat that into the chat box. Have just a few more seconds, a few more minutes here before we're scheduled to get started, but I just wanted to jump on and say hello. So I'm just getting organized on my side here. Make sure that I can see everything I need to see, and that you all can see me. Okay, well, it's 3:30 and that is our scheduled time to start. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Um, You're watching this on our webpage, efllearningcenter.com, and hopefully you can see me and you can hear me. You should be able to watch this video on the left side of the screen, and then on the right side you should see a Facebook feed, and that's where you can ask me your questions. And I have lots of information for you today, but I also want this to be a two-way conversation, so I hope that you will just type your questions into the box. I will keep refreshing this page so that I can see your questions. So if I don't mention it immediately that I see it, don't worry. I'll get to it as soon as I see it, okay? So thank you all for being here today to hear about our summer trips to Ecuador. You've probably seen us on Facebook, or you're on our mailing list, or you've taken our TESOL certificate class already. This is just a quick overview to let you know more about our program this summer, just in case you want to join us, and I hope you do. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to move away from you seeing my face and let you see some pictures and things that I prepared to share with you today. So this. Okay, so again, my name is Kim Carroll, and I'm the founder and director of English for Life Academy. And we have been running our TESOL certificate course. That's the certificate that you need to teach English overseas since 2004. So it's been a while now. And then for the past 4 years, we've also done a course in Ecuador in the summer, and we'd love for you to join us. So I'm going to share a little information with you about that. This is a picture of Quito, Ecuador, which is where we spend our summers with TESOL certificate courses and also with Spanish immersion courses. I would love you to imagine for a minute that you have a few weeks off this summer and you want to do something amazing. You want to go to a beautiful place and meet great people and see some of the most amazing things on the planet, from volcanoes to rainforests to historic cities to commercial center, like brand new city centers, to the Galapagos if you choose, to the coast, the Pacific Ocean. All of these things are things that we do and see while we're in Ecuador. So our program this summer starts on June 18th. And first, just to get a little look here, can you find Ecuador on the map? It is in South America on the left side of the screen, this tiny, on the big map, tiny little orange dot on the map, and it's such an amazing place. We offer 2 programs in the summer. We offer a TESOL certificate course and Experience Spanish, which is our Spanish immersion course that we do in conjunction with a Spanish language school in Quito. Although I speak Spanish, don't worry, your teachers there are going to be native Spanish speakers. You see a picture here of Quito, the newer part of town, and you actually, on a clear day, can see Cotopaxi, that's the volcano in the back there. It's really beautiful. So Ecuador is a land of all kinds of different things. You can stand on the equator line, as we're doing in the top left picture there. There are amazing markets and food. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so there's lots of historic colonial architecture that's amazing. And the landscapes are phenomenal. You can see mountains, volcanoes, rainforest, ocean. You're in the Andes. It's really a fascinating place. We run our courses in Quito, which is the capital of Ecuador. It's a big city, but not that big, not like Mexico City big. It is a World Heritage Site, and as I've said, the geography is just amazing. All of our classes are in conjunction with Equinox Spanish School, Escuela Equinoccial de Español, and it is in the center of Quito. And the picture you see on the right is us in the courtyard of the school. We're preparing a little fruit tasting party to try out all the delicious tropical fruits. So you can kind of see where we meet every day. Quito is one of my favorite cities, and as soon as I landed there for the first time, I really felt at home. You can see on the left side here the newer side of town, which is very modern, and this is where most of us live during the course here. Actually, I think I took this picture from the roof of my apartment in Quito, and you can see it looks very modern. Also, the old town of Quito, which is a short bus ride or a long walk away, is beautiful architecture. You can see the cathedral in this. You can see La Ronda, which is an area that has a really great nightlife that we'll go and explore in the evening during one of the nights of our trip. So this is all just in Quito. We like taking people to Ecuador for many reasons. It's a pretty safe city for a big Latin American capital city. It has some perks for us as US citizens. They actually use the US dollar, so you don't have to do math in your head all day to change currency. The power outlets are the same, so you don't need any converters or anything. You don't have to worry about your laptop getting blown up or anything. The weather's amazing. It's like spring every single day. So at night, you need a jacket. In the afternoon, you need sunscreen, and it's really perfect weather. There's lots of public places with free Wi-Fi. Most of the restaurants and cafes have that, so you can use your devices if you'd like. And it's just a really great place to work with English language learners if you're getting your TESOL certificate, or to learn Spanish. And you can also look for jobs while you're studying if you want to teach English there in Quito. There's plenty of language schools that we can point you towards. Okay, beyond Quito, there's lots of things you can do just in a quick day trip. On the left here, you can see we took a trip up the mountain. It's a little chilly up there. There's great places for hiking and horseback riding, and you can see Quito behind the girls here. So far away, it looks like. And then on the right side is our trip to the equator line, which is a really fun day trip. We also will take you on excursions every weekend. Most of them will be for the day, but one will be an overnight trip. And we've gone to several places in the past. We usually go to Baños, which is an outdoor paradise city. This is where you see us zip lining on the left side here. And there's all kinds of great things you can do, mountain biking and whitewater rafting, and there's waterfalls, and it's right on the edge of the Amazon, so it's very beautiful weather and really great place to be outside. Otavalo is another place we always go, which is the largest indigenous market in South America, I believe. And it's colorful and beautiful and a wonderful place to spend the day. Mindo is another place we've gone, which is a small rainforest community that's really famous for its coffee plantations, and just it's really gorgeous. And then, of course, we'll go to the equator line, because you just should do that while you're in Ecuador, and also take a tour of the Old Town area, a walking tour. So these are some of the things that we'll do with you during our weekend excursions, which are all included as part of your course. So if you're just joining us, let me welcome you again and remind you that you can put your questions and comments. I will answer them as we go. In fact, let me move over there right now and see if I can just refresh and see if there's anything new that I need to check on. Anybody's asked me any questions yet? Need just a second here to refresh the page. Okay, it looks good. Looks good, but I'll keep checking back. Great. Okay, so let me move back over here. Continue. Okay, so what is your life like if you come to Ecuador with us for the summer? You'll live with an Ecuadorian host family, and this is the best way to learn Spanish, hands down, is to be immersed in Spanish all day long. So you'll live with an Ecuadorian host family, and this is a picture of one of the host family's houses. It's unfortunate you can't see out that window because they have this gorgeous view that looks over downtown Quito. You'll have your own private room, unless otherwise specified. Some people like to come with friends or family and share, but other than that, you'll have your own room. Your meals and laundry service are included as part of the room and board. And most of the houses you're staying at are typically within walking distance to the school. Sometimes you'll want to take a bus or a taxi, depending on how much you like to walk and where the school actually is. The buses cost 25 cents a ride, so that shouldn't be too bad. And the taxis, I would say if you ever pay more than $2 for a taxi, you're probably paying too much. So it's quite affordable if you decide that you would like to bus or take the taxi to school. And just to let you know what a typical day might be like, a weekday, I have the TESOL course on the left here and the Spanish course on the right. But you'll see in both cases, you're going to have breakfast with your family in the morning, get yourself to school. Don't worry, your families will show you how to get there on the first day. And you'll have class in the morning, whether it's your TESOL class or your Spanish class. Lunch is around 12 or 12:30. And that's a little early for Quiteños. Most of them eat a little bit later, but we like you to have your afternoons to do other things. In the afternoon, you'll either have free time, or if you're in the TESOL course, we sometimes have afternoon workshops, or you might be working on your practicum at that time. And then the Spanish intensive people, you'll either have free time or you'll be doing an arranged excursion with your teacher and the other students of the school. On the weekends, we take you somewhere. Usually we go on a Saturday and spend the day somewhere else. And then Sundays, you have a day to rest and explore on your own and do all the things that we don't get to during the rest of the week. That's a typical day for you during our program in the summer. I also wanted to include the food because people always ask me what Ecuadorian food is like. And just take a look at this picture. You are not going to go hungry. It is really delicious food. Some of my favorite things are the many different kinds of soups they have in Ecuador, which I really love. They are quite famous for their ceviche and corn and potatoes and rice and plantains. There's always meat available. If you don't eat meat, there's plenty of non-meat options as well. And it's just really delicious food that I am already looking forward to. Not to mention the fresh fruits and the juices, tropical fruits of all kinds. So I think you'll enjoy the food as much as I will. So for this summer, we are meeting in Quito on July 18th, and that's a Saturday. So we ask you to come in Saturday evening. Usually the flights come in on evenings from the US. And so you'll have Sunday where we'll meet and go on an excursion together. And then Monday we start class. So the T-cell certificate class, let me talk about that exclusively for a moment. The T-cell certificate class we run all year in South Carolina. And in the case of Ecuador, how it works is it's a blended course. So you will begin the class actually on May 24th, and there are 3 online classes that you will take with us before we go to Ecuador. We will meet on June 18th, and then the on-site portion of the course runs 3 weeks, and that includes the end of the coursework and also your teaching practicum. So by the time you leave Ecuador, you're done with the entire program. All of that happens in Ecuador, besides the first 3 classes we have in the beginning. You are eligible, if you have an undergraduate degree, for 6 graduate credits to complete your TESOL course. That's true of all of our TESOL courses. Now, for the Spanish immersion course, you can choose between a 2-week stay or a 3-week stay. I know not everyone gets 3 weeks vacation, so we gave you 2 different options. And you also can get 3 graduate credits if you'd like for that course. It's optional, and it's through the College of Charleston. If you need graduate credits or recertification credits because you're a teacher, then this is a great option for you. And if you don't, then you don't have to worry about it. Now, the Spanish immersion course, another question people ask me all the time is, how do I know my level? Is it the right level for me? And my answer is yes, it's the right level for you, because you can do this at any level. So on the first day of class, you do an intake assessment test, and they will tell you what class you're in. The classes are really small. You might be by yourself or with a very small group of maybe 3 people. So it's easy to find people at exactly your level, or you just work on your own with a teacher. So you can be a very beginner knowing nothing but hola, or you can be a Spanish teacher already. And I've gone with a group of Spanish teachers before who really enjoyed taking their Spanish to the next level and studying literature and just really digging into the cultures of Latin America. So whether you're a very beginner or a very advanced Spanish speaker, this is a great option for you because you're going to have the personal attention you need at whatever level you are at. Okay, so, oops. All of this, of course, you want to know how much it is. So the TESOL certificate course is $31.97, and that includes your TESOL certificate program, which it's a little bit more than the ones here because, of course, it includes all of these other things. It includes your room and board. It includes your meals. It includes airport pickup when you arrive. Even your laundry is done for you. It includes an on-site program director, maybe 2 and maybe 3, depending on how many people we have registered. And your excursions around Ecuador every weekend are also covered under this fee. So it's pretty much everything that you need once you get there. The same with the Spanish program. It includes everything that happens once you get there. So your afternoon excursions with your Spanish teacher, they're included. Your meals, your housing, all of the things that I mentioned for the TESOL are included. And also, the excursions on the weekends are included in this tuition. So I'm not sure where else you can find 2 weeks totally all-inclusive for that price, or 3 weeks, but we invite you to come and join us because it's a really amazing experience and we'd love to share it with you. There's a couple things it does not include, and that is your airfare. I know that everybody has a different way to get airfare and a different way that they like to travel. Some of you want to travel first class, and that's what you want to do, and that's great. And some of you are going to look for what is the most economical way that I can get there, even if it has 14 stops along the way. And I'm leaving that up to your personal decision to travel how you want to travel to get there. The airfare when I leave from Greenville, which is where I live, to Quito, is usually around $800. But if I fly out of Atlanta or Charlotte, which are bigger and more international airports, I can usually find something cheaper. So that's just an estimate for you as you're thinking about airfare to Quito. Also, you'll want to have a little money for personal expenses. I estimated this, but it really depends on how much you like to shop, how much you like to go out, and what kinds of things you like to buy when you shop. So just to give you a brief overview, a taxi in Quito would cost you probably $2, maybe 3 if you're really crossing the whole city. If you go to the artisanal market where you can buy fabrics and jewelry and really beautiful things, you can spend anywhere from $1, scarves are $2 or $3, up to if you want to buy leather goods or other things, you can find them much cheaper than here, but also they're going to be a little more pricey because they're really high quality goods. So it depends what you want to buy as to how much you're going to spend on that kind of stuff. Um, for food, your meals are covered at your host family, but a lot of people don't like to go home for lunch because they just don't want to waste the time, walking back and forth when there are many, many delicious restaurants right around the school. So I think last year we mostly went out to lunch together pretty much every day. And in the restaurants close to the school, which are where local Quiteños go to eat their lunch, you're going to spend between $2 and $4 for a lunch, and that usually includes your drink, like a fresh juice, soup, and meat and rice and potatoes, and dessert and salad bar. I think is usually a typical kind of lunch that you would find there. So if you want to eat out every day, which a lot of people do because it's $4, that's an option for you. So you'd want to budget that into your personal expenses. The other expense would be the tuition for graduate credits, which is optional. So if you decide that you want to do those recertification credits, then it's $300 for 3 credits and $450 for 6 credits. And I'll explain to you how to register and get those courses ready to go. Okay. This is all the information really that I wanted to share with you. I would love to have you join us. I'm going to check for questions in just a second, but I would love for you to schedule a meeting with me so I can answer any other questions that you have about this program. The next thing is you fill out a registration form, which comes to me, and you put down a $100 deposit that reserves your space in the course. And once you're set and once we're all ready, then I'm going to start sending you emails and information with packing lists and information about Ecuador and some sites to help you refresh your Spanish and just additional information about our program. We will also have an orientation session all together so that we can meet each other and we can go over some things like safety and travel and all of those kinds of things. So we will do that in our orientation session, which is usually about 3 weeks before we leave. Then the only thing left is to pack your bags and join us in Quito. Our application deadline is April 1st. Why so early? Well, because we know that we need to buy airplane tickets and you need to buy airplane tickets. So I don't want to wait until it's too late to make any decisions about this course. So April 1st is the deadline. And once April 1st hits, we move on to getting you ready and organizing and buying plane tickets and all of that. I know some people who are doing this course maybe need to renew a passport or something like that. So April 1st leaves us time to get all of those things done. If you have questions, you can email me. This is my email, and this is my phone number, and I would love to hear from you. I would love to talk with you on the phone, and you can just schedule with me a phone meeting, and we can talk and answer any other questions that you have. So, you know what? I'm just about done with my pictures here before I go back and check your questions. So, here's 2 more places. So I already showed you the Ecuador line, but look at this beautiful place in Baños that we get to visit. This is one of my favorite places in the world. And every year I say, I don't have to go to the top because I've done it before, but it just draws me up there and it's so amazing. So I'm looking forward to going here again, hopefully with you. Okay, coming back to see me. Great. So let me ask you again what questions you have. I'm going to refresh the page and hopefully going to tell me some other questions that you have. Okay, one question. What are your favorite things about Quito? Honestly, the people. And we haven't even talked about the people in Quito, but the Ecuadorians are so friendly and so open, and it's a really wonderful place to go to learn Spanish. The Spanish is very clear and easy to understand, and I speak Spanish pretty well, but I really don't use it most of the year. So every year I get back to Ecuador in the summer, and it takes me a little while to get back up to speed and get the rust off. And it's really such a great place to learn because people will correct you, but they are kind and they're so willing to listen and so willing to be open. Even if you're not 100% correct, they're going to say, oh, it's okay. We're glad you're here and we get this. So that's really my favorite thing about Ecuador. Okay, other thoughts and questions. Let's see. I don't see anything else off the top of my head. Let's see, what other questions can I answer for you? Cool, that's all I really see right now. I hope that means that I answered everything for you that you need to know. But I look forward to talking with you again. My email is kimcarroll, KIMCARROLL, at english-forlife.com. And I would love for you to email me so that I can answer any questions that you have about Ecuador. If you are getting your TESOL certificate there, you will do your practicum in an Ecuadorian school, and so you'll even get international teaching experience. If you are doing the Spanish immersion program, you have native Spanish speakers, and the school that we work with, Equinox Spanish School, they've been doing this since the 80s. They were the first Spanish school in Quito. So they know what they're doing. The host families are wonderful and amazing. And again, I hope we have a chance to share it with you. So please let me know if you have questions. And you can go directly to the webpage to register, and I hope you do. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in Ecuador. Thank you. Bye-bye.